Alright, so I'm taking a look at the set between Magvir and Rudby per the request of my beloved friend Elliot Rudby. Um, I think this matchup is low-key really annoying for Luigi. Mostly because grab is not nearly as much of a win condition as it can be in some other matchups. It's very similar to Paisley because Palutena has no problem just going in the air all the time. Like, she has no problem just like constantly going into the air. And especially after like see how like we can back it up and see it like right there. Go forward a little bit. Like, we'll literally watch as she will land. The Palutena will like land with an aerial, and then rather than do any sort of grounded movement, just back up. Like a quick dash immediately back into the air, using airspeed to get out. That sort of thing can make it really hard to find any grabs in this matchup. So I see the lack of like grabs in general from you, Elliot, here, and I'm pretty impressed because if you mash grab in this matchup, I feel like you get blown up. So your willingness to not constantly mash grab in certain scenarios is really important. But if we're gonna try and find grabs, we have to find them in places where people are more incentivized to shield. And we'll talk about where we can find those scenarios as the set goes on. So lots of grounded movement. This back air is ridiculously hard to deal with if you're Luigi. This is one of her most reliable pokes. She stays so far away, and it's -5. So you just aren't punishing this ever. You have to kind of respect it, and this is her main tool in the matchup that makes it ridiculously hard to play neutral against her. Because none of your buttons are disjointed enough to actually contest with this, so you have to shoot for, like, counter hit. And not to mention that Nair is just ridiculously good at covering screen space, too. Ledge jump in this matchup is a bit of a death sentence sometimes, because your airspeed as Luigi is so bad that you just get caught. So if any movement from her, like, places her closer to roll distance, check this out. I have a little drawing tool I can use. So if Palutena ever positions herself right here, and you ledge jump, you're getting, at best, frame trapped. Which it's just not what you want to be doing. It's not playing towards your win con at all. I would try your best to abandon ledge jump in this matchup for the most part, though honestly it doesn't always work out too poorly for you. So I say play it by ear, but remember that ledge jump can be really bad, especially when Palutena's main win con, and just Magvir's in general, is ledge trapping and edge guards, especially against Luigi. We're gonna see a lot of really shitty things happen later on to you. You become a fucking victim, and we're gonna see it unfold later. Because, oh my gosh, it gets really bad sometimes. I think you died like 40 twice. I've pre-watched the set. I like to watch things in preparation. And a lot of this stuff, honestly, you're a very creative player in general, and you're very good at finding your unique openings. So I don't always really take it upon myself to like make comments about the scrap. I feel like you're capable of finding openings with the scrap. I already saw like a pretty solid play in that regard, and nothing I could say about the Luigi scrapping could really work out. Ledge jump from her. Ledge jump is ridiculously good in this matchup because your threat zone, when you're ledge trapping, usually is... I wish the screen would fucking pan up. Could you pan up, screen? Okay, let's do this. There we go. So, this works. So your general threat range, if you're standing around roll distance, which is very smart to do, so that way you cover, again, roll, and you also cover neutral get up, your general threat range as Luigi, where you don't have to really commit to anything, is about through here. This generally covers like short hop fair, short hop back air, and also any of your grounded options. So when a player with good airspeed on their character can ascend all the way up here, this is where you're going to have to designate this as like the committing zone. This is where you're going to have to genuinely have to like commit here to some kind of read or some kind of like play to keep this airspace under control. The best way to cover this airspace as Luigi is actually to cover it preemptively, which might sound a little weird, but think about it like this. Rather than just going for big back air calls all the time, which for the record you do, and you get some pretty big stocks off of it, that's really good to do. You can also add additionally to your play, smacking this area of the ledge jump. Not right here. You can't just like hold jab and catch every ledge jump in the game, especially Palutena. Sometimes she'll just like phase through you like this. But if you cover like just above the space I highlighted and cover right up here, maybe just like this general area with like short hop forward air, you can shut down ledge jump as it's happening earlier. So that way you don't have to commit all the way up to here, right? And make a big timing read that if you fail, you're coming down with slow Luigi airspeed. So that's a great idea to cover here. You can do like short hop forward air, short hop down air, even like high Zair if you want to, which I don't think that's very reliable. But again, you're creative, so I'm not going to tell you what to do with your character. I think you'll come up with it yourself. My goal here is to show you the openings, and you're a fucking god. My goal here is to show you the openings, show you the issues with positioning, show you issues with other like decision making, and then you come up with a lot of the solutions yourself because you're the Luigi player and I'm not. But also, I think you can do that yourself, right? We'll talk about some things where certain decisions get made. Again, look, an on-stage kill, or an off-stage kill, rather. This is the main place where Magvir is going to find all of his wins against you. All of the stocks taken are going to be in those off-stage scenarios. So playing very center stage heavy is really important. What does center stage heavy mean? In this context, playing center stage heavy means not going for any mix that could threaten a swapping of positions. So if you're scrapping as Luigi and you're just chasing her down and you're trying to smack her, if she shields anything that you do while rising, so like a while rising forward air, while rising nair, any of those moves, she can jump right out and immediately cross up the scenario. And you're going to be positioned here, and she's going to be all the way back over here. And you see how that position can be really risky for you, especially like maybe not at 0, you don't have to worry about dying off of it, but this is like the general, like you don't want to be going for things that cross up your position a lot. You are scrappy, you are Luigi, so you're gonna have to have some mix. You're gonna have to be pretty engaged when it comes to finding offense, but try not to incorporate a bunch of offense that involves like roll behind, or that involves like jumping over someone, or that involves like dash attacking through someone's shield or something like that. Stuff like that can be a little unreliable, and it's very easy for her to switch up stage positions on you because as good as your ground speed is, your airspeed is not there. Also, this is kind of cool, you store this like general position of like spacing, and later on you get like an insane game-winning up B with it, which is very cool. Missed that, no big deal. I'm not going to talk about like dropped combos. That's not like my place to do that. Like, you know, you dropped them, like it's no big deal. Like, I'm not going to say anything about that. Getting frame trapped to death. Yup. Okay, that's ludicrous. This is the kind of shit Luigi has to do to win this matchup for the most part, but there are some more reliable ways that you can threaten certain things. So, I want to talk about these short hop neutral airs. Short hop neutral air is ridiculously good, and if you ever play close to Magvir, so let's talk about character space. If you're positioned right here, let's say before you do this short hop forward air, and Magvir's positioned here, about this space away, neutral air can come out. Neutral is going to be green. And neutral air is a move that spins around like this and goes up, and then comes back down and has a late hitbox that kind of explodes. So it's pretty big. And the move's like -10 on shield. Let me double check that. I have frame data pulled up. Let me clarify that. That move is looks to be -10. -10, I was right. Or -9, ideally. But it's going to realistically be -10. So you can't grab it. You can't reliably out of shield punish it unless it's poorly spaced, and at our level there's not going to be a lot of poor spacing. But the important thing is that short hop neutral air has roughly 12 frames of landing lag. If you do short hop forward air, short hop nair, it's going to have 12 frames of end lag. That's the green. That's fine though. It's going to have 12 frames of end lag. And so what that means is that your standing grab comes out on frame 12, but I'm not going to tell you that you have a 12 frame move standing that can be done to punish the 12 end lag frames of neutral air. However, we can talk about what happens after the neutral air and try to build a grab around that, because this character does not have any other moves that are that like like that poor on landing. This character's other moves are ridiculously safe, especially on landing. You just can't properly contest them. This neutral air can be your place to get a grab. Now, dash grab from Luigi is, I'm going to pause and look at what that is. So your standing grab as Luigi is frame 12. not 12, 14, sorry, I said 12 last time. It is frame 14, and neutral air has 12 frames of end lag. Now, that does not, even if you had a frame 12 grab, this is not going to be a, like, punish that's realistic, right? It's not realistic that you would standing grab, which, for reference, 14 frame grab is standing grab, not even out of shield grab, which is like frame 18 or something like that. But the point is, you can build grabs around moves that have enough end lag to compensate for, like, having to react with something. So, if a landing aerial comes out, a landing nair from Palutena, in this example, hits the ground and has 12 frames of end lag, and you're playing positioned close to it, in typical cases, she will have to react with some sort of option, be it offensive or defensive, right? In some cases, Nair, again, can do both, right? It can do both of these things. However, the important part is that we can build a conditioning pattern that can lead to neutral air into shield, because even if shield flicker comes out, that gives you the chance to grab, because pulling up shield and dropping shield after a neutral air is reactable enough for you to dash grab. So we have to condition that. How do we properly condition that? You have to try and contest the neutral air as its end lag is coming out, and even if you whiff, if you're going to whiff, do it at low percents. Do not do it at high percents where you can get directly punished out of shield for it, and it can extend all the way to advantage. So I personally would call that anywhere from like 50% and below. Anything 50% and below, I want you to try and condition neutral air into shield, which means you don't grab right away. Do not grab right away. Start by dash attacking that landing and trying to threaten it, and even if you're punished out of shield, it's not the end of the world. Especially if you have 3 stocks to work with, it's okay. It's a great early game plan, because that way, as you condition her to reflexively shield, because if she tries to jump afterwards, it'll get caught by the neutral air. So you have to be playing in very close burst range to where she can't react. If you're seeing her neutral air and you're over here and she's over here neutral airing, you don't have enough space to run up and dash attack reactively. She'll just see it happening, or unreactively rather. She'll see it happening and then she'll react to it, right? Palutena will. So what you want to actually do in this scenario is play closer when you think neutral air is going to come out. I know it's a little risky, it's going to feel weird at first, but if you can implement it ergonomically, it'll be really powerful. You play in close range to where if you were to dash up grab, for reference, the average reaction time in Ultimate, regardless of what kind of player you are, I don't care if you're like 30, if you're 15, the average reaction time is about 20 frames. Right? When it comes to, like, doing something about an option in front of you, it takes about 20 frames. And dash grab is frame 16, which means that the actual dash grab itself is unreactable when it comes to coming out, but people on average will probably see you dash in, which I think initial dash is 10 frames in this game. They'll see you dash in and realize something's happening. I know I'm paused on this point, and I've been talking for a while, but it's really important that I explain this out. Build like a dash attack around this like sort of burst-ish range, like right through here and through here, and then threaten that space so that way you can condition Nair into shield. Nair into shield is going to actually reliably build grabs into your gameplay, because otherwise it's kind of Hail Mary. You have to like read that she's got a neutral air in a certain position and try and run up dash grab it, which is just really hard to do in general. It's very preemptive because your move's slower than that landing lag of Nair. So you'll have to be like it'll be a full-on read, but in this case you can sort of make the read much easier to go for and much like safer for your game plan, because going for a read of Nair into shield is way more reliable than just going for a read on Nair, right? Does that make sense? I hope that makes sense. We're going to continue with the video now, but I want to talk about that so that way you can build grabs back into your gameplay. And just checking where people's shield in general is really important, because I know she's a light character and you probably don't have like a super reliable 0-to-death route on her, but building grab back into your play is not only how you secure more damage, it's also how you secure more kills in this matchup. The big problem here is that the plays you make to beat Magvir are like insanely god tier reads that are unreliable to make in most scenarios. Like, you're not going to be able to do that every single day of the week, and we want to be able to create reliable game plans for you, right? We can't just rely on you doing shit that's 1 in a million. That'll be your like big set winners if you're both down. Good grab. But otherwise, you just can't really do it. Patrolling that airspace as Luigi is really annoying. This airspace right through here, her jump out is just so ridiculously good. And retreating to platforms is very, very good for her. As Luigi, this is, again, see how the cross-up happens? So she faded over here and you're back over here. And granted, you have the ground speed to kind of make up for it, and you're able to tell because you're a good player. Yeah, so you immediately kind of cross it back up. And go for the kill. I get it. I don't know if that up smash would have killed, but it would have gotten close. Okay, we're trying to get in close. Good call out. Yep, you're seeing the jump outs. That's extremely good. That's a huge place where you can win. Go for the trump. I respect it. Being very safe about getting back to ledge. Very good. Run up grab. Nice. Yep. You're seeing the proximity in which she shields to you. So if you're positioned, pretend we're on the ground. If she's positioned like here, and you're here, you're seeing her shield. You're seeing Palutena's shield. So you're going for that grab. You're implementing it. And again, we can build grabs around stuff like that, but a lot of people are going to start rolling instinctually. So then you'll have to kind of react to that. But we can also build grabs around neutral air. I know it seems like it'd be kind of unreliable, but you can create that, because if you can shut down her ability to feel like she could just comfortably nair, you can ruin this character's week. Because Palutena players love just mashing nair. And if you can punish it with grab once, maybe twice, they are going to get canoodled. This is a little unfortunate. This is more so like it's a good play on Magvir to force you at center screen to either ascend upwards or air dodge through and go down. And both of those are pretty bad for you, because if you fade down and have to fade back into stage, you're caught in the lag and she can kind of get some pressure off that with the frame advantage. But if you go high, you're in a terrible position where you have to land against Palutena, and having to mix up there is really hard. It's just super risky. And yeah, stuff like that happens and you're just dead. But I think you take this game if I remember right. Okay, you have to either run up Nair, neutral B from that distance. Yep. Oh my god, so many Nairs. Good out of shield punish, nice. Okay, holding space, what are we doing in the corner? Run up there, yeah. So, this is unfortunately really difficult. So, if we build ways to punish Nair earlier on, we don't have to be as scared of this. It seems like the whole, like, running into Nair thing happens a lot. I do it a lot, believe me. This character's Nair is ridiculous. But there is a gap in the impenetrable armor that is this move. And I promise it's there, you just gotta find it. And the poke is smart. You're going for a counter hit. You're very counter hit reliant in your gameplay. And I admire that a lot. That's how I play too. But, oh, big combos, okay. Alright. Okay. Ooh, almost got crossed up again. Yeah, she loves jumping out, and you pay attention to that really hard. So I'm actually going to focus more on the games that you don't win compared to the games you win. Because the games you win, you're clearly making, like, good player reads and good, like, character reads. Like, Palutena likes the airspace, you know. So you're patrolling that really hard with some pretty big reads. Uh-oh, do we die here? Nope, we're good. Okay. Nair off ledge. Nair off ledge is really good. But that one's super punishable if you can make it happen. You can up smash it in its end lag. Not its landing lag, its end lag. And get a pretty solid punish off that if you're ready to react to it. Again, it depends on her spacing as well. She might be too far away or too close for it to be sweet spot or whatever. Yep, going for the jump read there, I see. That's a great win con here. Woo! Big mix. You're not getting it. Okay. We're down. Double air dodge is fine. Probably just misinput. Okay. Let's trap scenario. What happens? You go for jump read? Yes, you go for jump read. Very good, yeah. That's going to be one of your big places where you can find stocks. But again, it's a little unreliable sometimes, but that's an important place to build your leads off of. So I 1000% agree with that decision making. So we're going to fast forward a little bit now to second game. So it goes back to PS2, which I think is a fine choice. I wouldn't honestly say anything different about this. You really like this stage because you get to kill off the top way earlier than she can in most cases. She's not doing a whole lot of juggling against you, which I'm surprised by. I keep saying she. I'm referring to Palutena and not Magvir for the record. I promise Magvir did not transition. Poking. Lots of jumping. I see the pressure, like I see the vision for it, but understand that even if that fair earlier that you just did hit, like this like poke, second poke, even if that hits, that's like super negative, and now you're having to land as floaty as Luigi. I play a floaty, so I pay really close attention to this stuff. That sort of thing, these like wild jumps to call out airspace, are unreliable and will get you killed. And there are other ways to patrol airspace rather than directly interacting with it and doing a full hop in with Luigi, because that can just get you absolutely murdered. And we'll explore some of those later on. Good burst option, we're out. Okay, we're back to neutral. Can we try to build pressure? You get naired for it. Yeah, we die at 77 for that. Oh, there goes the quality. We die at 70. Oh my god, my video player. Oh, dying at 77 for that is really bad. Yeah. Could you have air dodged the platform here? Yeah, okay. I see the idea of, like, neutral air dodge, try to fade into cross up. I see the vision of that. Um, and for the record, he read it. So you're just gonna die here. Like, that's a good play from Magvir, right? You can't really do anything about that. But I will say, if you're trying to land as Luigi, even if you air dodge the platform and then get up aired, it's much better than just, like, doing this. It's kind of greedy to do this neutral air dodge going down. But I see why, because you want to get grounded. So in reality, it's not that bad of a decision. But remember that platform is, like, if we divide disadvantage into 3 stages, 1 being in the air, super high up, 2 being the platform, and then 1 being grounded. Skipping from any of these, you were in 3, it's skipped to 1. Doing any of these, like, skips can be inherently risky. And for the record, like, if you're Luigi, you like getting grounded because you can get a big reversal off of it and get back to your strongest state in the game. But always remember that, like, you can afford to just go to 2. You don't have to skip all the way down. You can just go to platforms, which are much safer and will prevent you from getting, murdered as Luigi at 77, which is insanely early. That is ridiculously early. Absolutely insane levels of early. Okay. Poking around a little bit. Big. Do we get an opening here? Oh, so close. That's okay. Yes, there we go. So, your play must have done it before. Or at least it just came out here. Neutral air into shield. Neutral air into shield came out. This is where you can start doing dash grab. This would be a perfect place for implementing dash grab. Especially these, like, close proximity, super greedy. Because, here's the thing. Palutena gets most of her, like, clean extensions off of point blank neutral air. I'm talking literally here. With the way the move works. Let me put it in green so that way you can discern. She gets most of her extensions off of point blank nair rather than a spaced away nair. Because that way the multi-hits combo more consistently and you get the starting hit so you get more damage anyway. It's just more reliable because you can get it while rising so you don't have to worry about, like, end lag or anything like that. So, on the whole, these point blank neutral airs that cross you up are perfect places to try and implement dash grabs. Because she has to commit all the way into here, into your zone anyway, which means you can do, like, an up smash out of shield and other things like that. But when she crosses over to this side, you can bait out a defensive option of some kind, or at least get data on what she wants to do. This is sacrificing data because she has to get end lag and landing lag from the move. So, the reason you only have to really, like, you can start looking for dash grabs and stuff like that on these point blank ones rather than the space ones. The space ones are going to be a little bit harder, but these point blank ones, you can kind of be aware of that, Don't get it. I see that you're trying to get the data, though. I like not committing right away. But you are Dynastocks, you might start committing sooner rather than later. Plus, it's game 2. Okay, another shield. Yeah, so I like this game plan. Let me know over text if you're doing this consciously. Threatening with buttons early and then turning the buttons into grabs later is how you get a lot of your openings. Just in general, it should be a good way for Luigi to get openings. Because you want to set the precedent that you don't want people rolling all the time. You want to set precedent that, hey, you have to block my button so you can get your cool out of shield punishes. And once you set that precedent, then you can implement grab later and cash and Howard. That's why Luigi's so good. Because you can condition with some pretty okay to solid, like, close range boxing tools. You can sort of set the precedent early on that, hey, I'm going to push with my buttons here. But then actually scratch that. Now that you're shielding, I'm going to grab you and turn that into entire stocks, right? Or turn that into kills at, like, high percents, or turn that into 0 to deaths at 0%, right? Or just reliable damage in general, or just back throws, stuff like that, right? So I don't know if you do it super consciously. You probably do to some degree, but think about your long-term game conditioning of how to open up grab again, so that way grabs don't feel as Hail Mary. You are ridiculous. You're a counter hit god. I'm so in awe of everything you do, Elliot. What the fuck? Okay, neutral get up shield. Okay, we've seen neutral get up shield I think twice now in this game. Did that kill? Good. I was gonna be really mad if that didn't kill. Okay. Chop, chop, chop. Yeah, patrolling that platform again, trying to poke at it. Okay, she gets down. Ooh. Oh, I'll get the F tilt in accident. That's fine. So you're off stage now. What do we do to get back? Fireballs to cover you. I like that, but that's definitely data Magvir can get. Okay. Try to pressure shield, don't get it. There's a lot of, like, landing shield coming out from Magvir here. Like, a lot. Yeah, a lot of, like, whiffing a button after getting in burst range. So it looks like the way Magvir responds to you being in burst range after he whiffs a move, rather than just playing with block as the default. If he whiffs a move and you dash into burst range, so again, your burst range for like dash grab and stuff is like basically here, right? This is your general burst range for anything big and threatening. His instinct seems to be to shield, which means that you can open up grab again. Again, you don't want to mash it all the time, especially not at these percents where you don't get a whole lot from it, but that seems to be like a really important thing. Pay attention to how people operate in your burst range. Just how people like perform and do stuff in your burst range in general. Do we get edge guarded here? Okay, big down B, that's smart. It's just hard to deal with from her. Did you get it back here? Yeah. Alright. Okay. Okay, good air reaction. Playing very in her face. Ridiculously good stock. Very good extension off what? Like, God, that killed like. The interaction started at like 50? Started at 61. Fireball, catch the air dodge with up tilt, kill. Very solid conversions. Now this isn't even a game despite her being at like 60, like seconds ago. Okay, big damage. Not a whole lot though. Nair shields, shields fireball. Yeah. Okay. Very greedy from Magvir. What the fuck was this? If this was pivot grab, she's taking like fucking 50. Damn. Palutena is greedy ass character. I mean, she has god buttons, like whatever. Yeah, see how the like the neutral is like if she dashes into your burst range, she like looks for any sort of overextension in terms of frame data. It's like again, it's like this little burst range right here. She dashes in and shields, which for the record, dash shield is pretty strong in a game, especially a game that has really solid out of shield options with a character that has really solid out of shield options. So dash in shield is going to be a pretty common neutral tool from a lot of people who aren't particularly adjusted to the Luigi matchup, and you can call out stuff like this. This can be a place to build your grab into again, right? I think you make more call outs about it later, but I understand why you're not going for it, but still, like, building that as your offense is big. I thought about this when I first watched the set. This is just not, like, I see the vision, but she's also at 47%, and you don't have to be as scrappy for damage as you are. It seems like you're playing anxiously, but you could be behaving this way for other reasons. But, like, this full hop, I want you to ideally, unless she's on platform, I want you to remove this from your play. Ideally, we don't do things like this. This is so reactable and so bad for you, and you're hit by Rising Nair at 0%. You are going to Mega Ultra Explode. I wonder how much damage you take here. Probably not a whole lot because our conversions at this level aren't super fleshed out, but... Oh, an 8 double jump too. Okay, 29, 42, you're off stage, you're poked at, and... You literally lose the set for it. Or not the set, the game for it, sorry. You lose the game for it. I think you learn your lesson after this, but I want you to be really weary about this while you're actively, like, scheming against Palutena. You do not want to be implementing full hop shenanigans like that into your gameplay. You literally full hopped to die for. I want to give you an instant replay so you can understand that you literally full hopped trying to get pressure and die for it. Well, I mean, actually, what it looks like is you whiff in there and you get scared so you jump out. But... like, this could also be, like, you could replace this with, like, roll, right? Like, you can whiff this option while in her burst range, and then change the fear reaction. Instead of it being, I'm gonna jump out and ascend where I'm now landing as the floaty Luigi, you can change that to a grounded option. So that way, not only do you just not bear the risk of Rising Nair, one of her best combo starters, you can also roll away, and now anything she wants to do to hit that is now committal because it's falling out of her burst range. See how you're, like... this jump here, I want to highlight this. See how this jump, you're still in burst range. Like, you're still in this character's burst range, even though the burst range, like, when we think of, like, burst range is more grounded, it still covers stuff like this. Because rising while running Palutena Nair is busted as shit and very good. And she has very good pokes in this range. So, notice how you're trying to escape her burst range as if she's a grounded character who's going to be playing all down here. This would be good against, like, Luigi. This would work very well if you were in the Luigi Ditto. But unfortunately, you're up against Palutena, who's going to have some of the best anti-airs or air-to-airs in the game. And you're still playing in her burst range. So your escape out of burst range is not relative to the character you're fighting, which means you're going to get hit here and literally die at 0. So next set, next game, God. Do we see a stage change? No, it's still PS2. I forgot about this. This is where you get like a ridiculously good roll in up B. Get right out of the combo. Do we full hop again? Okay, yeah. So I think you know this. You're very creative. In your exploration of like the map. I'm not saying this to like coddle you. I promise. Like I'm being so earnest right now. You're being very explorative in how you're operating when it comes to like what parts of the map you're gonna try and check into and threaten. But Luigi is a character whose risk reward in this scenario is so abysmally low reward and so insanely high risk. This is just a decision we don't want to be seeing like whatsoever. Like, again, even if you're like, oh, I'm scared of the option you air dodge, you get frame trapped when you go to the platform. So the fact that you jump up here isn't threatening anything, and it's a small thing, sure. It's a small thing. It's like, okay, I jumped up here one time, like I'm fine. But you have to understand that like you are playing like the character who, granted, has a pretty solid disadvantage to a lot of characters. Like, it's playable, right? But you're up against Palutena, whose win con is gonna be putting you in this area for ledge trapping, or putting you out here. And so you can't make risks that will allow her to route her combos and her gameplay all the way out to here and play to her win con. This would be fun if you were fighting, like, I don't know, Bowser? Like Bowser's not a combo character. Like, you don't have to worry about getting sent all the way out here from something like that, right? But against Palutena, you're going to be routed all the way out to here and then be disadvantaged on ledge against Palutena. So please remove those full hops from your play, lest you be exploded again. Thankfully, you're out this time, but you're still on ledge. Magvir backs up a lot to give you space. Go to parry from him. Goes for the cross, but doesn't get it. Oh, that's grab smart there. Okay, big damage. Full hop, try to get to the landing option, don't get it. Okay, big scoop. That's damage. Okay, we have corner. Burst out nair. Yeah, burst out nair. Again, this is the scenario where if you could back up a little bit in this space and sort of play just outside the burst range of this, you know, short hop, forward moving nair. If you played outside of like this general range, and you played instead, I'm going to change pen colors for you. If you instead played just over here, you can threaten the 12 frames of end lag, or landing lag, sorry, I should be more specific, that Palutena would have once she hit the floor here. You could threaten that more. Playing this close is kind of high risk, high reward, but again, if you're like in a ledge trapping position and you've seen her coming out of the corner with nair to like just kind of smother you and threaten you, you don't want to be operating in this zone very often. You instead want to change, if you've seen that a lot, over to here. I specify change if you've seen it happen a lot, because if it's not happening, then fuck yeah, man. Play over here. This is where you win. This is your super close range. And sure, like, the risk reward is, like, kind of whatever. You're making the decision probably because you're trying to counter hit her or something. But if you want to be safe against an option like that out of the corner, then we have to play over here and give her a little more space to work with, right? So that way she can whiff that, because we've been seeing that a lot. For the record, I should say you're playing this pretty solidly. The only thing is just you get absolutely touched off stage. Very good recovery. Like, see how the micro... I want to talk about this with Elliot in general. Elliot, if you're watching, this is all a compliment. You have insanely good micro. Your micro is very solid. And I can tell by the way you're, like, operating with pressure at a close range when it comes to two fighters that your micro is really solid. And you're making small but really powerful decisions at these, like, tiny little like micro scenarios, and they're getting a lot for you. They're saving your gameplay here from being like a complete blowout against Palutena. Were we holding up towards the blast zone as well as like what? How does it? Okay, we are saved. Thank you, miraculous DI, the humble directional influence. Okay, we're getting thrown. We double jump over. Whoo, that's scary, but that's fine. Double jumping over might be the worst option here. You might want to be going low more often, because I feel like this is just very scary in general. You're floating down. You're not a character who can just be floating down all the time. I would honestly try going low a little more often against Explosion Flame if you see it coming. Do that as like your 80% option. Like if you're going to do something and you're not sure, like you're not being hard read in one way or another when it comes to what you're picking off stage in that Explosion Flame scenario, I would do like 80% down and fade low, and then like 20% over, right? Because she could also just react to you going high because you're so floaty and still get pressure. But if you if you air dodge or like, rather, like, you fast fall and then air dodge, you're going at, like, a pretty solid speed to get down here. And then she'll have to, like, make some sort of committal, like, I'm gonna go down here and nair you, and if that loses, and she doesn't get it right, then the situation's gonna be reversed because you're gonna be back before she is, which means you'll be ledge trapping her, and she'll be down here. Okay. Ouch. Good air dodge. So many Palutena players just give up their advantage by going for the full committal up air. Which, like, I understand, but, like, against floaties, like, you don't have to be doing this. Like, you can so just not press the advantage here and just guess again later after, like, burning positioning and getting data from this. So many Palutena players are like, I want to kill you right now. They're deeply impatient. You gotta, like, you can just wait against the floaty. The floaty's just gonna have to fall, buddy. Like, it's okay. Fucked up interaction. Aw, doesn't get the grab. That was a good play from Magvir, but it's okay. Here, holding corner. How are we holding corner here? Okay. Nah, just get pushed on because better air stats, yeah. Whoa! Oh my gosh, that's so risky. Okay. What happens now? Okay. Trying to push in, don't get it. There we go, there's the air dodge down. And so I know you picked a unique option here, but see how you still, like, got back? Like, again, not every scenario is going to be different, but look at, like, the better scenario here. You did, like, a pretty unique option. Probably going for, like, a misfire or something, because you're cracked. But, like, you went low, and it's a little bit harder for her to deal with that than if you just go high every time. Do we get back thrown and die? We live? Okay, do we go out? And then, ooh, the uppy gets caught and we die. Yeah, you still have your double jump here, I believe. Do you? Hold on, I have to see if you do or not. You've been back thrown. You side B first, good. You have to double jump there though, because you can't. Yeah, you have to double jump there. This is just low key like where you lose. I guess you could do jumping neutral air dodge, but like, that's not a reliable thing. I wouldn't tell you to do that. So like, on a situation basis, you could try jump air dodge, but again, you're floaty, so like, I don't know, maybe like jumping down B too. I don't know. It's just gonna be where you lose. There's so much. The reward is so out of your favor. The situation's just so bad for you. You just gotta handle that shit. Hey, we saw it again. Landing in your, like, character's, like, punish range, quote unquote, and Magvir's instinct is to shield here. Is it? Oh, no, never mind. You just punish it directly. Good shit. Damn. Okay. I think he might want neutral air. Yeah, caught your attempt at a counter hit. Okay, we're on corner now. We get out with roll, but you at least reset, which is good. Okay. We're back on platform. Good. Disengage to corner. Very good there. That way you don't have to, like, put your space too hard. Oh my god. We're not. On God, we're not DIing up smash. That's so funny. Oh my gosh. Luigi up smash is a kind of weird move to DI if you're not, like, specifically, like, and acutely aware of how to DI it. So I get it. I'm not gonna press. I've died to Luigi up smash at, like, 90 as my character. I get it, man. Poking platform. Okay, we're fine. Ooh, we're scrapping. Are we nervous? We've played a lot of sets by this point, because you're in losers. So you've probably played a lot of sets. Okay, we're out. We're chilling. Fade down. Okay, you burnt double jump. How are you getting back? Yeah, that scenario, it's either, like, side V or, like, air dodge up to get around the back air, because I guess in this scenario, you could actually probably get away with air dodge up, because that way you'd be air dodging out of the range of back air. Like, you'd be air dodging here, and because it's back air done while rising, by the time she did the while rising back air and landed here, you would have enough time to get back down and grab ledge. So you could try doing that more often to get around bear, so that way you don't have to air dodge directly in and just kind of eat it sometimes. But this is still a hard scenario, right? Almost get the grab on the read of the landing aerial. For reference, this dash attack is, I believe, minus 14? I'm double checking it right now. I don't want to lie to you. Just give me one moment while I check it is, oh shit, it's minus 23. Damn. Okay. So not super, like, okay, let's see what he does after let's see what Magvir does after whiffing dash attack. Is it shield? Oh my god, it's shield? This is so grabbable. Oh my gosh. Okay, yeah. Magvir's not afraid of the grab right now. Which he might be afraid of the grab later if you get some setups on Palutena that can have better routed damage. But, gosh, the instinct is not there. The survival instinct against Luigi grab is not being shown by Magvir, because you haven't really made him fear it yet. You haven't killed him a ton off grab yet or anything. So it makes sense. He's being smart about it. But, again, dash attack being minus 23, I would not say to always grab it on reaction, because even though Luigi's standing grab, this is an interesting little tidbit about Ultimate. Even though Luigi's standing grab is frame 14, there is a penalty on grabbing out of shield if you're in shield stun, which actually makes shield grab frame 18 instead. So there's like 5 frames of wiggle room, and if you're not ready for the dash attack burst option, you're probably not going to be reliably grabbing this. So I would say if you see like a burst option and you assume shield, you can guess here. You can make a really bold guess. It's not that bold, actually. It's grab at 0. You're fine. You can make a guess here and say, I'm going to try and grab this. And you can just almost probably kill Palutena, which is very cool, if you can manage to make it happen. I don't know if Luigi has a 0 to death route on Palutena that's reliable. I would not be a good source on that. Okay, we get a dash grab. So we've opened grab back up. We've tried grabbing twice now. I'm guessing this actually happens because you probably realize, like, after this interaction, you probably realize that you can, like, you're like, oh, I missed a dash grab here. So I wonder if that, like, switch got flipped in your mind to, like, oh, I have grab again. Lots of poking. Lots of Nair coming out. Nair is just flinging out. Okay. Another dash grab. Good. Solid damage. Very good. Hard commit. That's okay, though. I would have gone for that, too. I get it, low-key. Because, like, that move's been the savior. So the decision-making there kind of makes sense. Disengage the corner. That's okay. Okay. Yeah! That's good. That's a good place to ledge jump. Too far back. And, rather than waiting, Magvir opts to try and punish it, like, directly and try to react to something. And guess is wrong. So there you go. Meep. What do we do now? Okay. This would be a great scenario for pivot grab. If you're kind of in this range and you think, if you set the conditioning to where, like, oh, I'm shielding in this specific scenario, if I'm blocking here, and she's going to try and counter hit you for, like, while rising Nair or something, you can totally just pivot grab this and make that as, like, a potential, like, read, right? I talk about things like reads because even though reads are so case-by-case basis, if you're Luigi, you want to be making reads like that. Because down throw at 70, you might get the follow-up and, like, just kill, right? You might get, like, the down throw up B and just kill. So I talk heavily about reads more here than with most other characters. If I'm talking about Paisley, I wouldn't hard read. I wouldn't talk about hard reading here. I would talk about, like, other options we could do. But if it's Luigi, I'm going to talk about, like, hard reads, quote-unquote. I say hard not by the risk, but by the punish. And why did we die? What happens? Oh, what happened here? Oh, it sniped a double jump. Ah, that's unfortunate. Yeah, we lost off stage again. And now it's one more game. I'm probably close to an hour now. Let's see. 42 minutes. Yeah, this will be about an hour long, which is fine. It's a full set, so I'm not disappointed by that. I talked about one game for an hour before, so I'm being a little more efficient than I normally am, which I'm happy about. He's so greedy! Magvir definitely knows that's his win con, so you being sort of safe and not spending any resources all willy-nilly is very good to prevent that from happening again. Okay, rising Nair out of shield. Break it with down B. Nice. Can we get smacked? You got so much sideways momentum. Is this an attempt at a dash grab? Yeah, it fails. Okay. Poke, poke. Okay, we're trying to poke that airspace again. Okay, we've reset a little bit. Don't get this air. Okay. Oh, we full hop again. Almost. Oh, we almost take so much more damage for it. Yeah, that interaction is just so. Yeah, that scenario you just don't want to. You don't want to be doing that too often. Ooh, we die. Yep. Where did we spend double jump at? Was it here? Yeah. At that point, I don't think you die if you fast fall and air dodge to the platform. I think if you, rather than re-opting for corner here, since you've already gained the space from jumping in like this, you're probably scared because you're floaty and you know, like, you're at the ascension of your jump. So the decision to back up here is, like, fine. But you can probably jump up and then fast fall air dodge back down. Let me look at the scenario again to make sure I'm not just saying fake shit to you. No, because you already whiffed. Yeah. So you'll have reacted by the time you jumped. So you opt to use your airspeed to back up. You opt to use it to go over here. You could totally just hold in here. And if you go to platform, you're probably not dying to anything but a hard call out from Magvir. Like, you might get juggled, but you're not dying in the corner. the risk from going to corner, if you go over here, the risk is much higher of dying compared to just kind of like air dodging to plat. Because again, if we break up the airspace into 3, 2, and then 1, you're skipping 3, or sorry, you're skipping 2 to go all the way to 1. And that's not greedy. We're not talking about greed in this regard. We're talking about like the fact that you're just going down to like kind of the worst place. I guess actually technically ledge would be 0 in this scenario. It's like 3. Yeah, here we go. 3, 2, 1, 0. You go all the way from 3 to 0, which disengaging to the corner is a smart option. But in this scenario, I feel like you could have just like sort of made it like a habit of like, if I'm going to double jump in, I could just hard commit down to platform, because you can't really die in that scenario to anything but an insanely hard call out, you know? You'd get hit and the scenario would be reset, but it's much better than having to get ledge trapped by Palutena in this matchup. Oh, you're goated. So goated. Very good. Okay. Ooh, we're super minus on hit. Very lucky down B. Even game. It's game 5 now. Okay, we're getting poked on platform. Good disengage. Your movement here is really good. It saves you super hard. Oh, it's happening so fast. Okay, we get hit by landing there. Get frame trapped. We're off stage again. How do we get back? Do we... You're dead here unless you get... No, you live? Damn, you had the slight charge on it. Nice. Okay, what do we do? Hey, we react to the... Or we're preemptively ready for the rising nair. Good job. Okay, dash attack burst option. Was that dash attack there? Really? Yeah, wow. Okay. Just going for some kind of punish on landing. Alright. Under. Nice. Very good. Going right through. Getting the uppy for damage. I like that a lot. Even if it didn't kill, it's still very good damage. Yep, just missing a tech on back air. That's very smart. This opening was pretty... Yeah, so it was the dash into burst range and preemptively shield, looking for you to do a wall rising aerial, but your pacing was different on it. So again, like closing into like your general burst range. Veer ran in, stood about here, and then held block, and tried to react to you pressing... Like, or the fact that you were positioned here anyway, it just was a little too slow on the reaction, and dies for it. There you go. So, I want one of your main takeaways here to be behavior in burst range. If you're Luigi and you're positioned here, I'm making the scenario a lot so that way you kind of remember. If you're positioned here and you're Luigi, try to be ready for, like, your general burst range and, like, what people are doing there and how they're behaving there. So that way you can build a more consistent offense than this sort of like scrappy ragtag, I make some of the best plays of my life against whoever you're up against. Damn, hard read, Magvir wants this set to be over. Magvir is not happy right now. Oh, do you die here? You're back. Unless you immediately die. Good wait. Very good not contesting directly horizontal to Palutena while she's ledge hanging on an edge guard. There to up tilt, we live that because we're Luigi. Air dodge out. Ooh, good drift. Good drift. I wonder why you... Do you air dodge out here because you're afraid of up air? Yeah, you're probably afraid of burst up air. That makes sense. Okay. Roll out of the corner. Nice! This is super good to do here. Which, I mean, granted, you're out of range of grab by the end of it, but you probably could have got grabbed for this, but who here is, like, reacting to the roll? Like, nobody's going to actually react to the roll. Dash out, dash back in. Okay. Hold position. Whoa, you can do that? I had no idea you could do that. That's a lot of damage. That's like 30. It's not that much. 45 to 69. Yeah, that's 24. That's not a whole lot. Dive for trying to... Was it another... Trying to extend to the air? No, you just dive because you didn't hold shield. Yeah. Nothing to say about that. At least not right now. This is fucking ridiculous. But this is an insanely good saved up read. Does this win you the set? This wins you the set, right? Is this the end of the set? There's another game? Oh my god, twin. Okay, I'm gonna look at one more game and then we'll be done. It goes back to PS2. We're just very happy on PS2, I suppose. So that was game 4. This is game 5 now. This video's gonna be a little over an hour, but that's fine. I don't really care. I have a lot of good things to say, I think. So, that's fine. Going back into the, yeah, more of the very risky full hop, try and just land you with something. Okay. So this is now officially game 5. There's no way there's another set. You're okay, I suppose. Okay. Ooh, how do we get hit here? Ooh, yeah. The air dodge, I don't know if it's intentional or not, but it skips the platform. And also, you don't have a whole reason to double jump out here. Double jumping out is Luigi's just never always the best option. Um, it's just kind of unreliable. It's it's very, yeah, you're just very floaty, so you kind of like panic because you're floating. You're realizing after you've done it that you're floating, or sorry, that you're floaty. Like you're not playing, at least with your disadvantage in it's game 5, which I understand being nervous there, but your operation style is like, oh, I'm double jumping out because I'm panicking. Shoot, I'm a floaty. Let me panic and do a second thing. So you did 2 panic options in a row. The first one was double jumping out. The second one was air dodging because you were afraid of the burst option. And so all Veer had to do was just wait, and that's like just standing there. And even if you do this air dodge out, you don't even hit the platform, so you're stuck in a lot of lag. So if Veer whips like a forward air or something to try and contest that double jump, he could just run up and punish you. So like, this double jump out is just so it's a bad panic habit to have. Honestly, if you want to, you could replace the panic habit with like disengage to corner, or just like try and have some more options to cool your nerves during sets, so that way you don't have really bad panic double jumps at a disadvantage that will just like get you exploded. Because yeah, you take damage for this, get comboed, ride to the ceiling, okay. Try to hold space. Makes a call out on your air drift. Oh, did you do like a wave bounce? What was that? Oh, you did B reverse. Ooh, very good drift. Wow, your landing is very, very good. Hold space. Veer's oddly like aggressive in terms of like movement committing. He plays very far out of your movement, then moves right back into it. Ooh, very slick back here from him. Okay. Okay. We're out. Catching the double jump out, very good there. Yeah, the knowledge to not grab here is actually really good, because last time he did like a whiff in your burst range, he shielded, but this time he actually jumped out. So catching that as like an instinct to people who have not been holding shield after whiffing in your burst range, that's really good to have. That's a huge combo starter. You didn't get a whole lot off of it, but it still worked out well for you. It's still data too. It's really important that you want to scare them into being back on the ground again, so that way next time this scenario happens, they hold shield instead of doing that, or maybe they roll or something that's still being grounded, which means you can grab them and go back to your main win con. Okay. Okay. That's so much damage. Oh my gosh. Your damage is really good. Wow, yeah. Oh my gosh. That's so much. Okay. Ledge trapping, what do we do here? Oh my god. Sometimes I don't have a whole lot to say about a set like this, bro. Like, well, that's just... Alright, we just down smash the fucking up B. Wait! Don't do it again. Ooh, we're in the corner now. Do we die for it? We died for it! No! Oh, yeah, catching the up B like that is just so not reliable. Don't be doing this if you're at kill percent. Do it if you're at, like, 0, or do it if you're at, like, 20. Don't do this when you're at 100. You could die for it. It's so risky. I see the vision because you want to try and like get back, but you could also probably tech. I'm not sure if you can tech that. She's very light, but whiffing this literally kills you, because now the scenario is reversed and you're back into Magvir's win con. Boosh! You die. Okay, good down B. Trying to pressure platform. Oh, this is really good. You've been saving this up a lot for sure. Yeah. Does he shield on landing here? Yep, catches the shield on landing. Yep. So you're paying very good attention to when he's going to shield on landing and when he's going to like jump out on landing. And this call can probably do pretty well for you. Yeah, there you go. It holds your advantage. Okay, we don't overextend. Nice. We don't do any of that. Ooh, okay. Alright. I like the immediate change from you. I think that's very good. Make sure to do this more often. Try to replace those scenarios where you like full commit to like an option that if you fail, like the ledge trap from before, for example, where if you fail it, you're literally getting ledge trapped yourself at kill percent. Replacing that with like just kind of staying safe here and being ready to try and punish something like this Nair, which Magvir drifts backwards to keep himself safe. You can still commit to the 12 frames of ending lag though with like a dash attack if you're ready to punish it. The up smash here would probably armor through. I guess it's like a 50-50 here in this case then. It wouldn't armor through, but it would like, you know, power through because it's a big ass move. I guess in that way it's a 50-50. You probably can't react to drift super hard. So, yeah, that kind of makes sense. Just a guess that didn't go right. I see that. Dash attack burst option. How does that happen? What is that? Get the hit. Oh, just combos. Okay. Damn it, combos. Wow. All right. Okay, Res the. Okay, we're on cornered again. Oh, okay, misses the punish on it, but he was very close to holding you in advantage for even longer. Ooh, catches the startup. Okay. Safe poke, dashes back to hold space, takes center stage, catches your burst in with the nair. Uh-huh. Okay, big nair. Another big nair. Alright. Catching the how someone behaves on platform is really good because they're this is like their like stage 2, right? You want to cover all 3 forms of like the stage or like the map space, I guess. So covering having solid jurisdiction over this part of the map is really good. And knowing like what to do here. That's very good. Good parry. Okay. We're getting a little antsy here. Yeah. Okay. Routed. You hold in the stage this time. Get a pivot grab. 44%, that's still very good. Go for the call out. Big's there. So, in terms of ledge trapping, this combo, first off, very good. Route back off into the corner. That's very good to do there. Goes to ledge, and after Magvir reacts to you whiffing something, even though it pushes into like the quote unquote like neutral get up zones, like this area, right? Even though you push into here, his reaction is still to neutral get up through it. So pay attention to how people behave when you try to ledge trap in certain spaces and whiff things. You're probably going for like a jump nair call out with your down air, which I don't know if that works super well in that scenario. Kind of risky to do there. But the point is, you moved from like in front of neutral get up. You moved from neutral get up to this space to swing, and he chose to, when reacting to it, neutral get up through it, which is a place to build an opening to. A lot of what I talk about is just places to build your openings. Because I don't always think it's just like, oh, if this thing happens, just do this thing. Like, I talk about building the opening yourself, and then you make the decision based on how you know they behave in certain scenarios. I tell you where to look, I don't tell you what to pick, right? I think what to pick should go to, like, a Luigi player who knows a little bit more. But, like, as someone who doesn't play Luigi, I don't always know the optimal routing, and I don't want to tell you, like, wrong information, right? I will teach you how to fish, but I will not tell you what fish to get. Can we jump out? We're okay, though. Get a down throw. Don't react to DI. That's okay. Yeah, I know, I think, Elliot, you actually explained this to me one time. That you do the down throw into buffered dash, because if it's any DI either than in, you could just jump up and react after the initial dash, like it's buffered, and go to where they're at. So you still react, though, which is good, to the DIN and a gear follow-up. Okay, do we overextend here? No, we're chilling. Good, hold space. Goes to plat. What happens here? Is that neutral get up shield? People mash the fuck out of neutral get up shield. I think people just spam this shit. And if you're positioned at, like, neutral get up space and you do, like, whiffs in this area and stuff, like, you whiffed a move, right? Or you didn't whiff a move, you just took space, I guess. Neutral get up shield is, like, the most common follow-up after neutral get up. So if you're playing in the same space as before where you're, like, threatening this space and you got neutral get up last time, that's what you got. This time around, you got the same thing. If you see that happening, build grab back into your gameplay. Build grab back as, like, your option there. Because neutral get up shield is super, like, that's just, like, so much free time to try and get a grab. If you get a grab here, you might get down throw back air, which is just, like, a kill. And will get you a pretty solid lead. Cross up with the back air. Mash in a little bit. Roll through. Okay. Ooh, we tried a landing nair on Palutena. Ooh, we try landing nair on Palutena. Okay. We are fighting for our life. I get it, though, because, like, you've exhausted a lot, so it's not a terrible decision, but it's just not very good. Okay. Don't get the read on shield drop. That's okay. Damn. Veer's just holding that position. Damn, he locked the fuck in. Damn, he locked the fuck in. Holy shit. He said, I have quarter. This is where I win. I am not giving up quarter, buddy. Damn, he locked the fuck in. Okay, now you have to deal with getting out of quarter against Palutena. You can die there? Yep. Damn. Yeah, that's a huge change in gameplay. If he did that, like, every stock, you would be obliterated. So I want to actually, in that case, then go back and look at this. So what happens here? Okay. So you You show back air. He reacts with a dash back to open up a punish window because he sees the rising aerial. I guess he actually reacted a little too slow, it looks like. So when does he actually react to it? So you do it... It's like a burst option. Well, you do a short hop. And then you do the... Yeah, I think he reacts to the short hop then. He probably gets out there every time then, in that case. Then you land with a fireball. Try and build frame advantage. You don't get it. Because Palutena hops over it. You shield flicker. Trying to react to the back air. We full commit to a dash out here. We flicker shield early. And then we get back aired. Okay. Alright, we just explode for that low key. Okay, we're back. And then you die here. Yeah, if she's above you like this... Let me go back to that. So you full commit with a dash in. I think you shield a little bit earlier than you need to, it looks like. No, if she fast fell. Did she fast fall? I don't think she fast fell. Did she? Yeah, no, she didn't fast fall. Yeah, that's just her making a good call. You get hit there, and then you die. So now you're on your last stock. Tournament stock. Okay. And we haven't had any, like, game-winning, crazy, insane plays that give you a huge stock lead. So we're having to try and get our way out with, like, fundies and shit. Oh, my God, incredibly good recovery. Holy shit. Okay, we're out. Alright. Woo! You were ready. You were ready for that time. You were ready for it. There we go. Uh-huh. And then don't get it. Okay. Ah, you missed the window. Oh, Magvir's playing very patient. He wants to seal this up. He wants to finish this. He's playing very slow. Are you going to be ready to punish? Are you going to try and swing at the ledge hang now, or are you going to... are you going to swing at ledge hang, or are you going to not? Okay, we tried a 2-frame, we don't get it. You should get up 3 immediately. Okay, back to Palutena. She's afraid of the up smash, so she shields. Oh my God. Hey, there's the insane, weird game-winning shit. Boosh. Alright. Do we win the game now? Oh! Okay, is that the end of the VLC video, or is that the end of the stream? Hold on. Let me take a moment and pause. Okay, wow. The video actually just straight up ends there. In that case, I'll end my video here. I hope you learned a fair bit. I'm going to watch this video back and give you a small Spark Notes page that will summarize a lot of my talking points with a handful of timestamps. So that way you can look back at it later when you need to review things without having to sift through an hour-long video. I hope this helped, and I will get to Clay's. I'll get to theirs probably not tonight. Now I spent like a little too long on this. It'll either happen tonight or tomorrow, but I need a break for a bit. My eyes are glazing over. I hope what I talked about made any sort of sense, and I hope you learned a little bit from it.